So let's say if any teacher is teaching you in a classroom or let's say in a Zoom class or anything else. So in one day.
Hello. Hey, Mohit, can you hear me?
Your voice is not coming.
I haven't spoken anything yet.
Okay, yeah, now.
All righty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to International English Guru, where dreams come true. Please meet our star of the day, Mohit. He's a very dear student of mine, and I had the fortune of working with him alongside Christy ma'am and seeing him to this amazing, astonishing success. He's made us to his 8 each in the very first shot. So, Mohit, please share your scores with everyone.
Hello, everyone. I got 90 in speaking, I got 80 in writing, 82 in reading, and 86 in listening.
Wow. Wow. How long was your course?
It was 2 weeks only.
2 weeks. You know, a lot of people would tell me that, come on, they're just, telling lies, not possible. How can someone get 8 each in just 2 weeks of training, right? This is next to impossible thing, 2 weeks, 8 each, first shot. Too big of an ask, right? And it happened. It came true for you, right? So, Mohit, it's so important that you share your journey of it with others as to how this impossible became possible for you.
I will say the main trick, or you can say the magic behind clearing this exam in just 2 weeks is the lessons that I've got. So basically what I've done, I took off from work, completely focused on PTE, and basically covered the 4 weeks of material in just 2 weeks.
How could you cover 4 weeks, 4 weeks of course? How could you condense it or compress it in only 2 weeks?
So let's say if any teacher is teaching you in a classroom or let's say in a Zoom class or anything else. So in one day, you will only be able to get one lesson. But since from English Guru, I had pre-recorded lessons from you. And so I could
initially and later, even I had to come down and we had to together work because you made the course so short that she actually raised up a red flag that, look, mom, you have to come and look into what this boy is doing because he's actually pre-booked his exams. So normally students, they postpone their exams, but I think you had an exam date which was somewhere in middle of October and you preponed it to, when did you sit?
To the end of September. End of September.
September, right? So that's a very unusual thing to do. So what did you feel was the contribution of a teacher, the in-person teacher, which you received in your entire journey or in your success?
So let's say if you're watching only the lessons, so you won't be able to know if you're doing that thing right or not. So that's where the teacher comes in, who gives you feedback that yes, you need this much level for your 79 plus. Yeah. So if you don't have a teacher, you will never know if you're doing that thing right or wrong.
Right. And how about, even the fact that the guidance, the feedback in terms of where you were making mistakes and what kind of errors you were making, did Christy ma'am actually explain to you how you should have approached a particular question or not? So say when when you had doubts, did she really go about and show you that, look, this is where you were wrong, you should have approached this question like that?
Yeah, so I'll give you an example of one of the read alouds. So I watched the lesson on speaking, read aloud, and then I practiced 10 questions read aloud, and I sent the recordings to Christy ma'am. Okay. So she gave me feedback that you're going, too fast in this audio, or you're taking too many pauses in this. So you need to improve on this. Then I did the same questions again, and then sent the recordings again. And then she was like, no, you're too slow now. So you still need to work for your 79 plus. Then I did them again. And then when she was satisfied, and so then I got satisfied as well, is that now I'm doing it right. So this is the way I have to do in the exam to get 79 plus.
Right.
Absolutely. And luckily I got 90 out of 90 in speaking.
That's like the cherry on the cake. So, when you see that beautiful 90, it's like, whoa. And speaking 90, no one can debate anything now.
Yes.
That was a great part. Okay, so now you're sorted out for your permanent residency. Tell me this, Mohit, did you really think that in 2 weeks of course, okay, an honest answer, did you really think in 2 weeks of course, you'll manage 8 each with 19 speaking? Were you really?
I was just I was giving the exam just to give it a try. And but then I felt I'm ready, like after watching the lessons and then after the feedback from the Christy ma'am, after the confidence booster given by you, everything, then I was like, no, I'm ready to give the exam now. So that's the reason why I preponed my exam and then just gave it.
That's such a big thing,
I think
an exam.
Confidence also plays a very good role in clearing your exam.
Normally, students, they postpone their exam, and whenever the exam date is drawing close, their heartbeats are higher, and they just somehow want that the exam shouldn't be tomorrow or shouldn't be at 2 o'clock. It better goes at 8 p.m. and things like that. And here you were, who just ended up preponing the exam, giving teacher a shock that, okay, the students, like, he was supposed to go in middle of October, and here he is in end of September, he's going to sit an exam now. And, she raised that red flag for me also that, okay, ma'am, I need your help. This is a student. He's like ready to go to an exam. So what inspired you to do that?
Yeah, so when I was doing my lessons and when I was doing my practice, there was one time that when I felt, I have done everything. I have watched all the lessons, all the important lessons. I've done my practice. Like, this is the best I can do. Like, I did a lot of hard work, like 4 days a week, staying late till night, working hard. I've done a lot of hard work. So there was one time when I was feeling from inside that, this is like done. Like, I don't need to study anymore. I can't take the pressure of, that my exam is after 3 weeks, so I have to study 3 more weeks. So let's just give it. So without even telling Christy ma'am, I preponed my exam because I knew if I tell her, then she will say, no, don't prepone, you're not ready or something like that. But I knew from inside that I'm ready. Wow. So I just preponed and straight away told her that I preponed my exam, so I'm going for exam after 3 days. And
this is the part I love the most. This is the part I love the most. This is amazing. I mean, the most beautiful part of your story is you preponing your exam. To me, I have to add here for everyone that don't think that, of course, a teacher is fair to all students, but some students, they learn more from a teacher. Some students, they get more from a teacher. They get more in terms of love, in terms of affection, in terms of blessings. And I know that he actually got quite a lot more out of me than most of the other students do. And that was probably because of his sincerity, because of his faith in what I was telling him. So there was a point when I asked him to do these 3 things and do it this way, and he would still somehow put his point out. Okay, ma'am, can I go first with these 3 lessons so I'll feel more confident and I'll give in at that time? Okay, but then from tomorrow early morning you have to be on this job. And he was like, okay. And then he finished all that up, and I said, don't touch anything else. I just want you to do this bit. And he was like, yes, I'll do that. So it gets so much easier for a teacher to teach when a student is really ready to receive. And
I think the trust. I think the trust between a teacher and student should be there.
It's the most important thing. It is actually that magical ingredient which changes the whole story. So thank you for being such a wonderful student. You were amazing, and I really loved teaching you. So Mohit, if you have to give an advice to, say, other students who are targeting 79 plus, and any one thing which you think is going to make a real difference to their scores, which they must go for?
I think the best advice that I can give is all the students should join International English Guru and trust the teacher that is allocated to them. The rest advice, tips, strategies will be given by them to you, and you will automatically get your 79 plus.
Sweet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mohit. Yeah. So what do you really like? If you, in one sentence you can put for us, Mohit, what is that makes International English Guru unique?
So I would say there are 2 things. The first one is consistency, and the second one is quality control. So consistency, I would say, because the same lessons by the same qualified teacher is getting delivered to everyone all around the world. Everyone is getting the same content to learn. And for quality control, I would say the allocated teacher, the one-on-one teacher that is allocated to you, the teacher makes sure that you are getting the best out of those lessons. So they